very welcome, brother. Least I can do. Invite me on this wonderful experience and hanging out with you and getting to ride in a dream car, doing a dream thing, and
yeah, it's a hell of
that's
a
the
day.
least I can do is buy you a daggum drink.
Appreciate it.
Bus are definitely going to get split up, but we're going to be making a right and we'll regroup.
You got a black Porsche on the right here. Yeah, I think that Camaro's wanting to go too.
That's fine. He can go ahead of me again. He sets a pretty good pace.
Yeah. Would your wife get upset with you if Rachel went for a ride with you, or no? Okay, she's cool about that. That's good.
Light on the 107.
I don't think that black C7 is
For the back group, we're turning right on the lake.
hard as us.
On the lake, thanks.
I think he's wanting to stay back too.
And his car's not as capable.
I'm going to know what
Oh,
everyone
really?
It's a base C7,
Okay.
so it doesn't have the dry sump oiling system, which allows it to take higher G curves.
Okay.
And it has a smaller oil capacity, total oil capacity. I think it's only like 7 quarts.
Okay.
And
I've seen the blue CA, but I think he's the last car, I think.
it's got smaller wheels as well, I believe, in the back.
Oh, okay.
Like 1 inch smaller. I think they're only 19s in the rear. So, I mean, there's his looks neat and fast, but it's not as fast as this one.
Okay.
And plus, he's not as fast a driver, which
Yeah.
is, no problem with that. Got to know your own limits.
If I were to get one, I would want one. You know, to be honest, I wouldn't even really want the Z06. I'd just,
Yeah, it's like another 200 horse on top of what this was.
I would just want something. This car. This car.
I think it's kind of the perfect balance.
Yeah.
There's also the Grand Sport, which is basically a wide body version of this,
Okay.
but it's got the same engine as this one.
Okay.
And that's a pretty good one. I was looking at those two, but they were like another 20 grand
Yeah.
because they were the brand new model. But they did look really nice. The one that they had that I was looking at was like a gunmetal gray with like a light blue trim.
Oh, wow.
It looked really sharp. It's like Watkins Glen gray with electric blue.
Huh.
It looked really good.
I love the way the Z06 looks, but I don't know. I just, it's something about, I don't know, this car.
Yeah.
This car talks to me.
Well, plus the Z06 is a bit more expensive to own because tires are bigger.
Yeah.
They're more expensive. And I heard for a while there it was hard to get those tires because of COVID. Had the supply reduction, and I heard that the wheels, because the wheels are like more thin, that they break easy.
Okay.
On those. And I already had to replace my rear wheels. I actually replaced all four.
Yeah.
Because I cracked the rears. So you'd have to have that happen a lot on the Z06, I would think.
I did not realize how capable this car really is.
Oh, yeah. And,
I didn't know.
If you actually, get it in the hands of somebody that really, really knows what they're doing, and you get those better tires.
Yeah.
It's amazing. That's a nice car too.
A guy I work with has got a Mach 1.
Oh yeah? What year?
It's
70s?
no, it's a 2020.
Okay, the newer one.
21, 22.
That's cool.
But he's got a lot. It's pushing. I think it has got so much engine work onto it.
Yeah.
It's like,
Probably pushing like 800 horse or something.
no, more than that.
Really? Yeah.
I think he said it's like 980, something like that.
That's amazing.
But it's a real. I've never seen this blue before. It's almost neon-ish blue.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Super bright. Yeah, I think I've seen that color.
We had an all-employee meeting at Yamaha, and he was taking guys for rides.
Oh, cool.
And he hung a $50 bill off of the rearview mirror. He says, if you can get it, you can have it.
No way.
Nobody got it.
Nobody could get it?
Nobody could get it.
Pinned them back in the seat, huh?
Yep.
That's incredible.
4 people tried.
Wow. That's impressive.
And they,
For look.
all the guys that have Mustangs, they all lined them up together and had a little Mustang car show.
That's cool.
But yeah, I was thinking about lowering the back of the Dodge,
Mm-hmm.
see if it would handle any better.
You probably would not handle better.
Really?
Typically, when your rear end is a little higher than the front, you get better turn-in response.
Oh, okay. Because I can't do this kind of stuff with it.
Oh, no, it's not made for that.
Yeah.
But I can't haul half a ton of shit in the back of mine like
Right.
you can on your trucks.
So, but at the same time, I still like to have fun.
Oh yeah.
I would like to
absolutely
do this kind of stuff with the stuff that I have, but not go as hard, obviously, because I can't handle it. But
yeah. Or you get you something that can handle it.
yeah, I would really like to do that.
Yeah, get you like a C5 or C6. C5s are still bloody capable.
Yeah.
I don't remember if you were hearing me when I was telling that other fellow, but my old neighbor had a C5 automatic that was just as fast as this,
Oh yeah.
and he was coming up on 250,000 miles on his,
Wow.
and it was still running fantastic.
Wow. Are we going back the way we just came?
No,
No? Okay.
I think he said he was going to take a different route to avoid the tourists
Yeah.
over by the waterfalls. I'm not sure where he's going. This thing says to go that way, but I don't know. I don't think he is. Oh, it's trying to get us to turn around and go the other way.
Uh,
why it keeps rerouting.
Nobody. There's a nice house down in there. Yeah, whenever you're ready to check this suspension out and everything, let me know.
Cool, thanks. Appreciate that.
You've got. Do you have floor jacks? No, I'll bring mine over.
Yeah, I mean, I need to get another set. I used to have some, but I left them behind.
I got jack stands and floor jacks.
Okay, great.
So I got one floor jack and 4 jack stands.
Perfect. Okay, now it's around us to continue instead of turn around. Let's see, actually, I just want us to turn around and get up ahead. Well, that's quite a driveway.
Yeah.
I'm fully off throttle in second gear and it's still accelerating.
Yeah. What'd that say? 16% grade?
I didn't
That's
see
pretty
it.
steep.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's really steep. Even going down the Cocoa Creek Mountain, that's 6% grade.
Oh, wow.
When we first moved up here, I had a 2000 model Ford Ranger,
Mhm.
3.0 V6, 5-speed manual, had 373 gears in the rear end, and I would pull out of Lake Road, out of our road, which is right at the top there, and I would coast down all the way down to the bottom. Once I hit the bottom, I was doing 70.
Wow.
It was governored at, the fastest I can go was 93. 8% now.
93.
93, it was governored.
Even downhill with the tailwind.
Yep,
it wouldn't
even
go
downhill. It would, the motor would even cut out.
faster. Okay, so it cut fuel.
Yeah, it would. 93, it was the best I could do. And that, with having the 373 and the 3.0 V6, it was, it was quick for a little truck.
Sure.
Wasn't extended. It was single cab, short bed,
Okay.
2-wheel drive,
Yeah.
and that was a good little truck.
Little light duty truck.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, those things are pretty renowned for being tough and bulletproof.
Uh-huh.
There's a guy on YouTube that's got a 4-wheel drive version. And he puts all kinds of shit in the gas tank and the oiling system.
Uh-huh.
Like literally, this fucker put chocolate milk in the oiling system
Yeah.
and ran it, and it's still fine. And he put like a bottle of tequila in the gas tank.
Yeah.
It still ran.
Have you seen the guy?
And he put it, I think it was a stick, and he got up to like 40 miles an hour in 4-wheel drive and threw it in reverse
Uh-huh.
and floored it,
Yeah.
and it was still driving. It was still fine.
Is that the same guy that threw the key fob out of the car going down the road purposely?
I don't know. It's an older truck, so I don't
Yeah.
think it would have had electronic key fob.
Well, this guy, he does all kinds of videos.
Might have been a different car.
Yeah.
It's Auto something is the channel name.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Might be the same guy.
He was going down the interstate and purposely threw the key fob out of the
Just to see
what the car would do.
Wow.
And it still ran. It still went.
Yeah, but if you turn it off, it won't turn back on.
Right.
This one actually will turn off.
Yeah.
Because a couple of times I put this car on Turo, the rental app
Okay.
where people can rent your car.
Okay.
'Cause
Yeah, I remember you telling me.
Yeah, and I think it was the second person that took it out. I forgot to give them the key.
Oh shit.
And I had it running, and they got in it, and they started taking off. But they stopped before they made a turn out of where I was living. And they came back and they said, "Oh, it says key fob missing or something," and it shut off. And I said, "Oh shit, I forgot to give it to you. Here you go. Sorry about that. Have a nice time." So it's kind of good to know. Some asshole tries to carjack me, you know, and I got the fob in my pocket. They're not going to get far.
Yeah.
And I think that's why that it works that way.
So is that thing just a holder for it then?
Yeah, you can put it in there and hold it.
I got you.
And I got it configured that if I do that and I leave it in there and get out and close the door, it honks 3 times.
Okay.
So it'll let you know, hey, it hit you. Left thing in here.
So this is a very intelligent car too.
Yeah, very. But apparently, they're getting stolen by basically computer hackers boosting the signal to act like the car is making a start-stop request.
Really?
And they copy the transponder code of the key that's in your house, and then they can use that to unlock the door and take off.
You are kidding me. These people, man, I'm telling you what.
Yeah, and another thing they can do is if they get in the window, they can plug a device into the OBD port and hack it that way. And so I got a Faraday cage. You know what that is? It blocks RF signals.
Okay.
So I got a little box that's it's shielded, Faraday cage shielding. So I put all of our key fobs in there.
Awesome.
My this car and my wife's car, all the fobs go in there, so nobody can do that.
That's awesome.
And I was looking at getting an OBD port relocator kit with a dummy OBD port.
Yeah.
So it's got power but no data line. So if they plug it in, their device won't work and they won't know what's going on.
That's cool.
And they'll just move on because the port's actually somewhere else. Like you can put it in the glove box or something.
Oh, that's cool.
And you can put this car in like valet mode. So it doesn't reduce the power, but it automatically records video every time it moves.
That's cool.
And the glove box is automatically locked.
That's cool. That's super awesome. So you can do all kinds of stuff with this.
And the Z06, and it's optional on the other versions, has magnetic suspension. So it automatically adjusts for the road conditions, like several 100 times a second or something.
Oh wow.
I guess GM invented that, and like Ferrari and other brands have licensed it since then.
Wow. I didn't realize this car was that smart.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
Actually, it's interesting. The earlier model years of the Z51 pack, which this one is, came with mag-ride suspension.
Okay.
And I thought that this one had it too. So much that I ordered a aftermarket upgrade for the suspension computer.
Okay.
And when it arrived and I had my neighbors help me install it, they got to where it's like the access port's like in the wheel well behind, I think, the driver's side wheel. And they pulled back the cover and they says, there's no harness here. This car doesn't have mag-ride.
Oh wow.
We all thought it did because it has yellow shock. You know, and the yellow, we all thought that was the mag-ride version, but apparently not.
What's this got on it? Bilstein or Bilstein shocks or?
I don't remember what brand, but I think it might be Bilstein.
Yeah. I just put Bilstein on the Dodge Ram.
But surprisingly, this actually uses shocks, not struts.
That's cool.
And it's got a composite leaf spring in the rear that's transverse, so it's side to side. And that is part of the suspension. This is one of the only cars, like performance cars, that uses leaf spring suspension.
Yeah. That's pretty neat.
Yeah, it's interesting. Pretty high tech for a Chevy.
Yeah.
And very reliable. especially the automatics, is heat soak.
Heat and soak.
So it'll get too hot and it doesn't have sufficient cooling to remove the heat. So it'll go into limp mode and reduce power.
Okay.
And if you're doing a track day event, you might get 2 or 3 laps out of it, and then you gotta pull over and let it cool down.
Really? Huh.
It's not quite as bad on the manual version of the Z06, but the automatic is pretty bad. They did fix that with the ZR1,
Okay.
which has 755 horsepower, 715 feet-pounds of torque from the factory.
Wow.
They did fix it. They added a lot more cooling on that one. And there's some aftermarket solutions to help with the Z06 cooling, but you're going to pay a fair bit for it.
Yeah.
Probably when I get the supercharger installed, I'll probably want to upgrade the radiator.
Yeah.
Get a thicker core or something.
I noticed when I was detailing it that some of the where the grill is, some of those, like the holes they don't let air come through.
I noticed there's some blocks, especially on the left and right.
Yeah.
I believe that's because that area is where they have the cameras on the higher spec version.
Okay.
You can get front-facing cameras to help when you're parking.
Okay. I was thinking, man, get more airflow,
Yeah.
to help cool.
You would think so, but apparently it's not that big of a deal. Actually, in the wintertime, when the ambient temperatures are pretty cold, this thing actually runs cool. It runs a little too cold.
Yeah.
So if I'm doing like Spirited Drive, I have to keep it in the lower gear just to keep the temperature up.
Okay. Yeah, I put not smaller, but the
Colder thermostat.
colder thermostat in the Dodge. And
I had one for this.
the check engine light keeps
Oh, it
coming
did?
on.
Because
Yeah.
it's too cold?
Yeah, it's too cold.
Yeah, I had one for this, and I thought about putting it in. But I was concerned about it getting too cold over the winter. So I didn't bother, and I gave it to somebody or sold it. I forget what.
The Hemi that's in that thing is super, super touchy. It calls for 5W20 oil.
Yeah.
If you put 5W30 oil in it, the check engine light comes on and puts it in limp mode.
Really?
Yep.
Wow. Crazy.
It'll register the wrong weight of oil.
Wow.
It'll register wrong coolant. It'll.
Really? Wow. What year is it?
It's a 2006.
Wow, that's pretty advanced for that model year.
It don't have heated seats or nothing like that. Let's see. Of course, it'll tell you like low windshield fluid.
That's cool. Yeah, this one does that too.
But that Hemi, I don't know, for some weird reason, if anything goes wrong with that motor, the check engine light comes on.
Well, that's kind of good. I mean, it'd be better to tell you than not tell you.
I've got a.
You know about, it's got a digital odometer, right? You know about the trick to get the engine trouble codes, right? On any Dodge or Chrysler? It's still got a regular key, right? It's not a push button?
Right.
So if you turn the key on, off, on, off, on, it'll read out the codes on the odometer.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a good trick.
Yeah, I've got the
OBD2
scanner.
scanner.
I got a scanner that tells you live reading.
Yeah, and it
stuff
clear
like that.
codes and all that.
Yeah, it'll clear it.
Yeah, that's handy.
The past, let's see. Of course, I know about the thermostat that comes on every now and again. Here lately, it's been starting to get transmission codes out of it.
Really?
Yep.
You think the clutch packs might be slipping?
It's calling. It keeps saying the torque converter and the solenoids.
Yeah. Yeah, your clutch packs are slipping, I guess. How many miles on it?
It's got 160 on it now.
It's about doubled the miles we got out of the PT Cruiser's training that my wife had.
Yeah. I got 160 on it now. I got to do an oil change this weekend too on
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, we got about 80,000 out on the PT Cruiser, and it's the third and fourth went out, so we could only.
Gas station construction.
I think it was like 2,300 to replace the training.
Yeah.
We were still in Washington. Had it done just before we moved down to California. And an acquaintance I knew had access to the hardware and software for reprogramming Chrysler vehicles. And he threw on a Mopar Stage 1 tune on the PT Cruiser.
Oh, cool.
It was actually really great. It really woke it up.
That's cool.
It felt like it gained about 40 horse.
Yeah.
It was pretty crazy.
I've
But eventually it warped the head. Or, I don't think it warped the head. I'm sorry. It blew out the head gasket. Too much pressure.
Yeah. I've been following this forum because because of the cold air intake, throttle body spacer.
Mm-hmm.
I've been watching this forum, and it's a pretty good forum.
Mm-hmm. Which one is it?
Dodge. It starts with an R. Dodge Resume, I think it is. I went on there. Hey, how can I improve the gas mileage on this thing? And some people said put a cold air intake, throttle body spacer. Try and get more air so that you don't have to use as much throttle because it'll give it more power if you do that.
it'll reduce the fuel it's got to put in there.
So then,
That's true.
then a lot of people were saying, nothing will improve
Yeah.
the fuel mileage on the Ram because, the weight of it.
Power to weight ratio.
It's how the computer is set up for the engine. And they were saying the only thing that you can get out of it for better fuel mileage is weight reduction.
Yeah.
So I left but I took everything out of it. I had straps in it. Extra tools and stuff like that. So I took all that out of it, and believe it or not, it helped it. And then I put the cold air intake on it, and a lot of people are saying put a Diablo Sport tune on it.
That'll get you more power, and then you might not need to get your foot in it quite as much.
Right. But then I started reading, and I was going to do it. I was going to put the tune in it. I was going to buy the tune and put it on, and then I was reading the reviews on the Diablo Sport.
Oh yeah.
And they were saying, do not get this. Do not get this.
Why? Blow your engine?
They were saying oil pressure problems. A lot of people were saying that I watched videos on it and people putting it on the Dodge and everything, and the very first thing you have to do before you even do the tune is put a transmission tune in first.
Oh.
And then people were saying, it's
Y'all spin the tires already.
and they were saying they were smoking the trannies, just by putting the tune on. And I got to thinking about it. Well, are you beating the crap out of it?
Probably.
It's a weak transmission. It's a Dodge transmission.
Yeah, they're all weak.
Yeah.
That's definitely the weak point in about any Dodge product.
Yep. And but I was reading the reviews on it. And everybody was saying, don't do it.
Yeah.
So one person said, I put it in, and the tune just erased itself. And then
What?
another guy was saying I put the tune in and it smoked my tranny. And another
Wow.
guy said, you know, I lost oil pressure. And
Yeah, that's a risk to take.
I said, but like 75%, you know, had the bad review for the Diablo Sport.
Oh, that's a real bad sign.
Yes.
You're always going to get bad reviews on something, but that many is definitely not good.
A lot of people were saying if you're gonna go with a tune system, do an Edge.
Oh yeah, higher
Yeah.
quality.
Yes, do an Edge tune. So I looked those up, and I was like, I'm not spending that kind of money. 12, 15, $2,000,
Yeah,
$3,000.
yeah. That suspension computer I was talking about, it was $1,500,
Yeah.
and I sent it back, of course, because I couldn't use it, and they charged me like $300 restocking fee.
Wow.
Whatever.
Yeah. But the Diablo Sport, it's cheap. It's not expensive.
You get what you pay for.
Yeah, exactly. But I think the next thing that I would like to do is put that throttle body on
That should help. That and the cold air should help.
it. Yeah.
It makes a logical sense what they were saying about bringing in more air would reduce the fuel demand.
I was getting like 15 miles to the gallon,
Yeah,
and now I'm getting right at 18.
that's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's pretty damn good. It's what's that?
Three more miles to the gallon.
Well, yeah, but like percentage-wise, that's like 30%.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. That makes a difference on a big truck. 'Cause what is it, like a 22-gallon tank?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was reading on this forum too that they're saying once you put the cold air intake, the throttle body, you're letting a lot more air come in.
Right.
It's a very, very good idea to put headers on it to let the air
Free
out.
flow. Yeah, that's true. That makes sense. That would probably help a lot too.
A lot of people put long tube headers on
Yeah. Then you wouldn't have the back pressure restriction. Of course, that's some money right there.
it. Yeah.
Could be probably what, $1,000?
Yeah. I was like, the rear end's going out in it.
Is it?
Yeah, it's growling like a son of a gun.
Wally next door. Did you ever wash his?
No.
Poor guy. But his truck's got like 300-something thousand on it or whatever. His rear end makes a lot of noise, but he doesn't care.
Yeah.
He just puts around town anyway.
Yeah, I gotta find a good rear end shop.
Yeah. What do they have to do? Just change the diff gears, or?
Yeah, they gotta take the. I called the guy out in Athens that does it. He said that he could rebuild it.
No.
But they want to test drive it, put it up on a lift,
Diagnose it first.
diagnose it,
Sure.
and but I got to thinking. I says, hey, if I go in there, I want to tell them, hey, put some better stuff. This is the third time that this rear end has been rebuilt.
Oh shit! Yeah, definitely need to upgrade that.
We're on the same road. Okay, thank you.
on 30 like you and I went that one time when you got this thing back,
Mm-hmm.
and I took it down that road, and I went through first and second to the floor,
Yeah.
and I held it to the floor, went through first, went through second, and I looked down, and when it went into third gear, I looked down and I was doing 80.
Nice. What is it? A 5-speed or just 4-speed?
Yeah, it's a 5-speed automatic.
Nice.
Yeah, I just
Take a right on what? Tilly Creek. Stop it.
Those Hemis definitely do sound nice.
Yeah. Her dad put the MagnaFlow muffler on it,
Oh yeah.
but it's still got the cats on it. 2 cats, a resonator, a muffler.
Interesting. Why would they put a resonator on there?
I don't know.
Just for the sound?
Yeah. Then it's got super
Really slow traffic.
super tiny manifolds on those Hemis.
Oh yeah.
Super tiny.
Yeah. So they're probably very restrictive. then.
Yeah.
Huh.
I got to looking at that,
I wonder if that's for emissions or some shit.
probably.
But usually for emissions, they want to lean it out. Lean it. So I would think that they want more flow. But
Yeah.
maybe for noise.
Then you know, I got to looking at the exhaust and all this and that, and I was like, man, this truck is so capable of creating more power.
Oh yeah.
And they got it snuffed down with the exhaust, and
Right. Might be for warranty purposes too.
yeah, that's true too. them?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's two of them.
Nice. He's keeping up with us though, kinda.
Almost.